once again to the Iron City Roundhouse Report, the podcast where the love for the high iron meets the precision of the scale model. Whether you're tracking the latest Class 1 freight movements or perfecting the scenery on your home layout, we're here to celebrate the history and hobby of railroading. Climb aboard and settle in as we clear the signals for another journey through the world of trains. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Iron Roundhouse Report. We have a special report tonight, gearing up for one of our favorite events of the entire year. So this is kind of a special episode. We're not doing our normal opening and closing segments because we wanted to get right into the meat of the discussion. So without any further ado, I'll introduce who's with us tonight. Of course, we have, as always, my co-host, Pat Moore. And as a special guest host tonight, we have our Iron City T-Track layout planner, Kevin Squire. So Kevin, thank you for being here with us.
Thanks for having me again. Hello, everybody.
And also we have the one of the main guys, the master of ceremonies, the guy who helps keep everything organized for that event that I mentioned that is one of our favorites of the year, the Altoona N Scale Weekend. We have Tim Mallon here with us, and he's kind of the like I said, the master of ceremonies, does all the announcements, make sure we know what space we have available for T-Track and all kinds of stuff that I'm sure we don't even know about. I'm sure it's a big job keeping all that straight. So Tim, thank you very much for you taking your time to join us tonight. It's great to have you here.
Well, it's great to be here, and it's certainly my pleasure. And I'll see if I can live up to that introduction. Thanks.
We don't want to put too much pressure on you.
Yeah. No pressure.
So with that, as I mentioned, as always, the other co-host, we have Pat Moore here. And Pat, I'm sure you're as excited about this as I am.
Oh, man, it's my favorite time of the year. Mark this down. It's like this weekend coming up for Altoona, Christmas, and my birthday, all wrapped into one. So I really enjoy it. Tim, if you want to go ahead and announce Brad, me, or Kevin as a door prize winner, that'd be okay if you want to do
that. Well, I mean, it's supposed to be random, but I can be bought in mind at the show.
Yeah. No, Tim, we really enjoy this time of year. We always look forward to it. All our members are chomping at the bit. We'll start our questions of the week here in a couple of weeks, like packing list and all the different things we do. We go up to Station Inn. We've got that sold out this year. So we're really looking forward to coming up there and really enjoying the weekend. So Tim, I guess my first question to you tonight, as we get all this kicked off, the last time we talked to you was in 25, and we were getting ready to pack up and go to the show. So give us a little overview of last year's show and how do you think that went off?
Well, I mean, last year we set another record for attendance. We had some fantastic vendors. We had fantastic groups. Your group in particular was the highest attended group. I forget the exact number, but I want to say it was pushing 20 or 30 anyhow. And we just love having you guys. We love having everybody come down. You know, again, the whole weekend is just about N-scalers celebrating being N-scalers and being with like-minded folks and just enjoying the camaraderie, being model railroaders and having a good time. And I want to say we succeeded in that at the show. Like I said, record attendance. We added clinics last year, which actually were far more popular than we thought. So we're going to bring those back this year, a whole new slate of clinics. So I'm looking forward to it. But 2025, we made enough to cover our expenses. That's really all we're looking for. We just want to set up, it's kind of like the Woodstock of N scale is what we're trying to make this into.
And I would say succeeded wildly, in my opinion. As we mentioned, we're not just blowing smoke. It's one of our two absolute most favorite events of the year. We also go to the Carnegie Science, or the Common now, Science Center in Pittsburgh, which for Locomotion Weekend. Those are our two for Iron City, I think, anyway. They're my two personal favorite. And if I was really forced to pick one, it would be tough. But I think I would have to pick the N Scale Weekend, just because, like you mentioned, all the vendors that are there and all the layouts. But yeah.
Yeah, and you guys make it what it is, a weekend, right? I mean, you stay in town, you have that camaraderie out on the mainline tracks, watching the trains go by at night. Then you get back up and you come in and you run the 160 trains instead of the 1-to-1 trains. So I think it's pretty awesome
And Tim, we have
how you
bragging
guys
rights.
just do it.
We have the bragging rights of, back-to-back years of the best module. And we're going to try again this year. Our guys are already at it with the contest, and we're hoping to have another winner. But so as we go on to 26, Tim, what are some highlights? Any new folks or some folks last year? I remember there was a couple people last year that was their first time. Will they be coming back?
Yep.
You have some new vendors coming?
Yeah, Lombard Hobbies is going to make a return. We've got Spring Creek Hobbies coming back. They're also sponsoring our lanyards. Capital Trains is sponsoring our door prize. They've been a vendor since back 20 years ago. Southeast Hobbies, to name some of the big ones. But, there's also a bunch of smaller vendors that, they're just kind of mom and pop vendors. They go around, they buy a collection, they sell them. We've got our hometown vendor, Railroad City Trains. They'll be sponsoring we give little bags out for people. I like to think of them as shopping bags. And we try to put a lot of information in there. So, lots of great stuff going on. Of course, we're going to have the Best in Show program again. So looking forward. If you guys can three-peat, that'll be the first. And this is actually the 5th year that our club is hosting the event. So I'd like to think we're settling into a bit of a groove there, but we'll see. I mean, I'm feeling pretty good about it. The other new vendor that's coming out this year is Railsmith.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah. And they're coming basically across the country.
Yep.
So they're coming in and they're going to be sponsoring the Best of Show prize. So
Oh, wow.
best of luck on a three-peat. And that one, folks, go ahead.
Are you familiar with him, Lowell Smith, Pat? He does a lot of custom passenger cars, custom painting and detailing.
Yep.
And
I'm familiar with his work, but I am looking forward to meeting him when he actually shows up this year.
yeah,
He was doing like the office car special for NS for a while. Was kind of
Yep.
A lot of our club members purchased those from him, so we're excited. I mean, that's when the word starts getting out to the West Coast and
For sure.
things like that. It's starting to feel like a pretty good show.
Well, and then even like Spring Creek, they're coming all the way in from Deschler, Nebraska.
Yeah.
That's my sister lives in Lincoln, so I've visited their store. It's like this huge train store basically in this tiny little town in the middle of all these cornfields. And man, what an inventory they have. So yeah, that's pretty exciting too. So that's definitely
that's on my
feather.
bucket list.
Yeah. That's definitely a feather in the cap of the organizers for sure. That it's a show here in Central PA, but there are people from all over the country coming as vendors and participants both. So that is awesome.
Yeah, right on.
Hey,
Yep,
Tim,
that's exciting for us for sure.
Mhm.
Tim, you said this is the 5th year for the Altoona Modelers hosting it. How many years is this
Yep.
for the weekend itself?
I want to say 26 minus the COVID period,
Right.
where we had to cancel the show during that. But
Yeah.
so it'll be the 26th show.
That's
We're
pretty
sticking with the Blair County Convention Center. They're doing well. And yeah, I mean, since we moved to the convention center, it's really taken off. We have much more space. It's a bigger crowd. We're getting a lot more locals coming in now. It's starting to spread the word. The kids come and want to see the trains and they want to run the layouts and they just enjoy walking around. And we try to give, every kid, I don't know, under 8. We might have an old car that's lying around the club. We hand some of those out to those folks, hoping they catch the bug. The first one's free.
Right.
And, and we go from there. But, guys, I got to say about our vendors, I love the vendors. They come in, they're the ones that really support making the show happen. They're why we're able to keep our price. I think we're at $12 for the weekend pass. I mean, I feel like that's a pretty solid deal. And it's because of the vendors purchasing those tables and things like that that really allow that to happen. So shout out to all the vendors, but most especially those that are sponsoring some of the events at the show.
Yeah, that's great. I meant to ask a minute ago, is Yankee Dabbler coming again?
Yankee Dabbler will be there.
Awesome.
Most of your big players are coming back. There were a couple scheduling conflicts, but for the most part, it's everybody's coming. We've sold out. We have a waiting list now for vendors, which is great. You know, if I was trying to make money, serious money on this, I'd say, hey, we have a waiting list. Let's jack up the price on the vendors. But that's not what we're trying to do, right? I mean,
right.
We're trying to keep it reasonable for everybody. And again, go back to that. It's about the community of N scalers. So one of these days, maybe in the next 5 years, I'd like a model railroader or model railroad hobbyist or one of those major publications to maybe come down and take a look at it. We'll see.
Right.
You probably are not far off. I got to tell you, you are definitely hitting it. People know about the event. People know about the weekend. So I'll bet you you'll get that soon.
I would hope.
It'd be fun.
Yeah.
Tim, when we talk about the clinics and the success of the clinics last year, do you have an idea of what might happen this year for clinics or some themes that you guys are trying to go after?
Well, we're still going after weathering. That was a very popular one. Not sure if Atlas is going to be able to attend this year. There's still kind of scheduling issues, but we're going to have signaling events, things like that. To be honest, this year I've taken a little bit of a step back. Some of the other club members have really stepped forward to really plan that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, I had a family member pass away and I was named the executor of that estate. So I appreciate it, guys. I don't say it for the empathy, but I do appreciate it. I say it just to recognize, some of the folks in my club that have said, Tim, we got this. The show is important to us. We want to do this for you. And it just touches my heart. And if I could just say Zach Rudisil, Dan Snyder, Brandon Slyko, I'm sure I'm forgetting people, but there's an entire list that just Nick Van Atta that just go above and beyond to make sure we're having a great show this year. So I want to thank them for that. And I know it's made every bit of the show that we've ever had.
Yeah, we definitely owe those guys a big thank you then too, because that's awesome that they were able to help you out there, and we are sorry to hear that. And I know what a time that is. My wife had to do that a few years ago, be the executor of an estate, and it's not a small amount of work for sure. So thank you for continuing.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, happy to. I couldn't live with myself if we didn't figure out a way to do the show.
Right.
And they're really pulling together and bailing me out and making sure we have a great show. So just wanted to sneak their names in to say.
And the best part is you're training your replacement, right?
Yeah, that could very well be. It's kind of weird. I still make the phone calls. Hey, did you remember? Did you think? Did you? And they're like, Tim, we got it. Let us alone. I'm like, okay, you're right. Thank you.
Nice. Yeah, maybe one of these years you'll get to go and totally relax.
Oh, I don't know about that. I like being the MC.
Yeah, right.
Right.
There's nothing better than the sound of your own voice. Right? So that's what I was told. So
especially when you got the voice for radio, or is it the face for radio? Which is
face for radio, right?
I think it's the face for radio for sure.
Yeah. That's what
I have the voice for print.
Yeah, voice for print. That's right.
Uh-huh.
Tim, last year you guys had a lot of clubs that were part of it. Are we looking at you said it was sold out, but on the club side and the layout and the expose and the running of trains, probably about the same size as last year?
A little bigger,
Excellent.
a couple of more layouts. The big thing this year is we've gone back to renting the second floor or a portion of the second floor, not the whole second floor. But last year's show was financially successful enough that we said, let's buy more space and invite more clubs. So We'll have more clubs there. The Fremo N group will be expanding their layout. We're not using that little tiny room they were shoved into last year. It's not even tiny, but it feels tiny when they bring all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah. But so, yeah, I mean, things are expanding and we're just, like I said, we're thrilled that it's growing. And we hope to someday buy the entire convention center. Wouldn't that be something?
Oh yeah.
It'd be cool.
And
for
say,
sure.
I mean, you know, might be a little financially detrimental, but wow, would it be cool? And, I think it'd be great. Go ahead.
Tim, I was going to say also, what are some extra events that you do in the evenings, Friday and Saturday?
Well, Friday and Saturday, we definitely keep our club open. So the party, if you'll put it that way, continues at our club where we have an HO scale layout on the second floor. And then we have an N scale layout on the first floor. And we invite everybody that's interested, come on over, bring your trains with you, run them on the layout, have a good time. Now we do we do roundy round operations instead of point to point, but we might have 7 or 8 trains running on the main line at any given time. And then we clear out, we have a big staging area. We clear all of our trains off so that guests can come in, put their train on and just see it run on a more permanent layout, I'll say.
Hey, Tim, I don't think we got a chance to plug the actual name of your club there.
Oh, that's a fair statement. It's the Altoona Association of Model Railroaders. It was founded in 1949. So we're well into 77 years of operation. We've been in the building we have now for, about 50 of those years. And we're very fortunate. We have a great lease relationship with the city of Altoona, who actually owns the building. So it's really a good deal for us. And then N Scale Weekend is part of our way to give back to the community. And we're open every Friday and Saturday, actually. But especially during N Scale Weekend, we stay open to run trains. And then Todd Treaster generally runs an open house for one of those 2 nights, either Friday or Saturday. We're still working out the details. So I don't want people heading up to Todd's house. But if you haven't been to the Treaster layout, boy, what a treat that is. Just a beautiful layout and then a beautiful collection of, I would think, about every piece of N Scale ever made.
Yes.
Have you guys ever been?
Yep.
Oh, many times.
Yeah.
Yeah, Todd's an Iron City guy, so yeah, we've been there with him quite a bit.
Yep. I've seen you on a few videos there, Brad.
Yeah, yeah.
He's been kind enough,
helping them out, getting some, nudging them towards DCC a little bit, right?
He's going to have he's ever since we ran on well-known HO layout last year. He's been wanting to be able to have guests come there and use their phones to control the trains. Which is not the easiest thing necessarily to do on a DC powered layout, but we were able to figure out how to do that. So yeah, if you're going to Todd's and you want to run a train there with your phone, you should be able to do that this year.
Oh, that'll be cool. Yeah. And it's kind of a special treat to have Todd in our area. I mean, he's kind of a legend in the N Scale world, and he comes to the show, says things.
Yep. Yeah, he's a legend in the N scale world and the full scale world both. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Speaking of full scale world, guys, there was a derailment on Horseshoe Curve tonight. So all of my counterparts are running around trying to see that, or I'll plug watching it on Virtual Railfan.
It happened. Yeah, it happened.
So that's kind of exciting.
It happened right in front of their camera. Crazy.
Yeah. Sure did. But that's the other thing about Altoona. What better train town can you get to start hosting model railroad shows and in particular N Scale Weekend? I mean, there's rail fanning galore. There's the shops. There's, out in Crescent. There's just so much to see in both the 1-to-1 scale and the 1-to-160.
I've always found Altoona to be such a little gem that, I kind of forget it's there. And then I realize, wait a minute, there's some awesome stuff up here. So
Yeah.
even if you take away the N Scale Weekend for a second, there's just so much to do in and around Altoona, right? It's worth the trip.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And, we had a pretty big success with the big boy. We had open houses with that. We were running our N scale big boy around the layout, both downstairs and up on the HO. Just an exciting time for everybody. So another good event for us to be a part of.
So, Tim, it's my first time there. How would you tell someone to navigate the show? What's the best thing to do?
Well, as a participant or as a person that has bringing modules, you kind of get a sneak preview before it's open to the general public. My thing is go around. If there's something in particular that you're looking for, stroll the vendors because they'll be quasi open around 8 o'clock for people that are bringing modules and stuff like that. Get in, walk the entire show, make your list. I mean, if you find that one gem, buy it now because it gets busy and people might be buying it from you.
Right.
But, as a weekend participant like you guys are, you get that early access. So take advantage of it. Next, once you've walked the show a couple of times, just enjoy the other layouts as well. Run your trains on your modules, but take a look around. We have a model of the horseshoe curve there usually. We didn't last year. We're hoping to see it again this year. Make connections with some of the vendors. A lot of folks even, they'll run trains on each other's layouts. It's such a friendly group. One of the favorite pictures I ever got was on one of the modules. There was a maybe 6-year-old kid, and we got a picture of one of their owner operators handing a throttle to this kid and saying, "Welcome to the hobby, son." And just let him run a couple of laps.
Right.
That's to me is what N Scale Weekend is about. Those type of things that happen.
Definitely.
So, Tim, tell us a little bit about how people can follow along for the next month as we're getting ready and seeing updates from you. When is the T-shirt deadline? How do you register for the weekend to get a pass? Maybe we could talk a little bit about that tonight.
Sure thing. So if you go to www.theaamr, that's THEAAMR.org, you'll land on our homepage, and then there's a whole bunch of stuff about N Scale Weekend. That is opened up quite a bit. That's where you go register. We have it set up now. You can pay through that website to get your early registration in. So lots of information there, even hotels that are giving us price discounts for participants. All of that information is there. But even probably more so, our social media director, Zach Rudisil, has done a fantastic job with our Facebook page. And it's just the AAMR again, or Altoona Association of Model Railroaders. We're up to 5,000 followers. He keeps it pretty active and he keeps all of the information there. So I think you'll start seeing a few ads via Facebook, but more importantly, you'll start seeing some trinkets of, here's what this clinic schedule is going to be. Here's a new vendor. Here's a vendor spotlight. Here's a clinic spotlight, what you can expect. So all of that information will be on those two platforms for the most part. We also have, Instagram and the things that go with it, but Facebook and the main page are probably the best sources. And then just some word of mouth,
Yeah. I was going to say, Tim, with that registration, you get, if you register early and ask for the T-shirt, you get a T-shirt, you get your name with the badge, and you get access for the weekend, and then you get follow-up emails and everything by registering that. So I tell people, hey, go ahead and register if you're coming for the weekend. Register to get those added bonuses. You get your name put in for the door prizes. All that's done when you put that
absolutely
email in. Yeah.
Yep. And that'll probably shut down around September 1st, because then we got to have time to actually print all of the name tags and all that stuff. And we're pretty proud of that. A lot of shows don't give you individualized name tags. I've heard of people now collecting them for whatever reason, but I just think it's cool.
Yeah, I have all mine from all the shows.
Well, there you go. See?
Yeah.
But Yeah, I mean, and look, what do you got to lose if you show up or if you spend the $12 and something comes up and you can't make it for one or both days? I mean, you're out $12, but I still put you in this door prizes. So if you have a friend and they hear your name and you win a N scale card, your friend can come pick it up. I don't look for driver's license or anything when I'm handing those out. So
Right. And Tim, the other thing is,
pre-register is
yeah,
the way to go.
the other thing is if you don't pre-register, it's still open to the public. I mean, it's still open. You can come in. You don't have to be, if you can't think you're going to make it, but then you get some extra time, you can make it. You can come in, pay at the door, and come on in.
Absolutely. Yeah. We just give you a different looking name tag. I mean, I don't know if you get the lanyard. I think you'd still get the lanyard, but you don't get the bag and stuff like that. But
Right.
man, I'm telling you, and even if you come in for just one day, it's $7.
Right. Right.
So if you find yourself available on a Sunday and you can make it in for a few hours, I think $7 is a pretty good deal. You can't buy a Happy Meal for that anymore. Well, you probably can now, but feels like you can't.
You can't buy one for you and your kid. How's that?
That's a fair thing to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, and children 12 and under free. You know, we just love seeing the kids around, and it's a good time.
Okay, and with that, I'm going to pass just a couple of questions over from Tim over to Kevin now, because Kevin deals a lot with our internal show of the Iron City guys. So, Kevin, what are some things that, as Iron City, what are we doing to get ready for the Altoona weekend?
So this is going to be well, first of all, let me go back a little bit with ours. This is our fourth year now. A couple years ago, back in 2023, we came up to Tim and said, hey, we'd like to run a little fundraiser. And do you have any idea who might be a good one to give the money to, right? Like what charity do you suggest? And that's when he brought up that, Mike was, not only a train guy, but a dog guy, right? A pet guy. So SPCA receives our donations. So since that time, we've now raised a total of a little over $800 over the last 3 years in the name of Mike for the SPCA. So this is our fourth year doing that. We look forward to that every year. We still have space if anybody would like to join in that little competition. We do a competition where you build a T-Track module, T-Track single, and votes are basically a penny a vote. So, you put $1 in the little piggy bank, and you've given that particular module 100 votes. And whichever module wins the most votes, we got a couple sponsors who have given us some prizes free of charge. So all the proceeds can go to the SPCA. So they're backing us up with that donations as well. And you get a little bragging rights and get a little prize, and in general, again, have that community and camaraderie that we were just speaking of before.
So you have a little competition within the competition, but it's for a good cause. And I think that's fantastic, fellas. Thanks for doing that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the competition really is just about getting some money for SPCA, right? Like it and honor Mike in that regard, because at the end of the day, it's, we get a little bragging rights, but it's all about the money. You're right.
I think I knew last year's winner, so
Yeah. Last year was that wonderful module by Connor with the incline.
Yeah,
which was just amazing.
Well, he won best of show for the whole show. So
and then somebody else in this room.
Yeah. They would be here.
Yeah.
That's right. I apologize. So
that's all right.
Connor came in second, right?
Yeah, but came overall. He won for
That's
his
right. Okay.
module. Yeah, and I won the local. Yeah. Kevin,
I mean, I don't know if it counts if you put $100 in your own module.
That's something we need to figure out how to keep those self donations away this year.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? As long as you're getting money for the SPCA, you can put all you want in.
That's right.
That's right.
It's all good.
Hey, Kevin, tell us a little bit about how we run our operation for the weekend. How do we run trains? What do we use? Can you have DC? Can you have DCC? What's going on our layouts?
We'll definitely have 3 loops. We hope to have 4. That kind of sometimes depends, and I'm not sure where we're at the moment. We usually will have 3 running loops for for just the general public. And then the fourth running loop, we're going to have a dedicated kids loop. So the kids can, just grab the throttle right there and kind of have some fun with it as well.
That's
We run a
awesome.
combination of DCC and DC with DCCEX system. So that way, yes, we can use our phones or whatever throttle you may want that's, JMRI compatible type of thing. Everyone is welcome. We will be setting up some run times. So that way, people will have their time to kind of get on and help plan. This is one of those events. This is one of our shows where, you kind of need to plan a little bit, right? You can't just walk up and throw a train down because you have a lot of things going on in general, and you have people that want to get around to see the vendors and they want to get over the horseshoe curve and whatnot, but they also want to spend some time running trains. So they have to plan their own schedules as well. So,
Yep.
but yeah,
Now, have you done that in the
anyone
past
joining
where
us.
you had scheduled run times?
Yes. Yeah. We've
Or is
done that
that
pretty
new?
normally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done that the last couple of years. Yeah.
Admittedly, the schedule runtime, it's not, I mean, we use a piece of paper and pencil, but it's really not unlike throwing a quarter on top of the arcade if you're a certain age, right? You kind of remember doing that?
Yeah, I sure do.
So, you
I
kind
got
of come
winner.
by and you look at the paper and it says, oh, look, there's a free time slot right here, so you can take it, right?
Yeah, and
That's really
worked out.
cool.
That's worked out pretty well for us. But we started doing the math. It was like, okay, if we I think it was last year. It was like we ran a total of like 35 trains a day. So of different folks
easily.
on the layout, and then some folks even gave up their time. Now, Kevin, I think what we try to do too is, especially for our Iron City members, I think a lot of times Kevin will take a few minutes to do a little open track for people to test their purchases. We've done that in the past, and Kevin's done a great job of allowing people to do that. Now they just can't throw it on there, but we do allow people when we have a break or we're swapping out or someone just needs to do a quick test. Kevin's always been very cordial to help people test tracks. Now I know, Tim, that the actual show has test tracks too, and we use those. But
Yep.
If you guys get backed up a little bit, we've had from time to time our members come over and do some self testing on our track, and we allow that based off of our availability.
We do have to say that it has happened where someone has just come and thrown a train down, but
Yes. Yes.
But what you don't know, you don't know. You know what I mean?
That's right. Yep.
We only throat punched one of those people.
Well, I'm sure they had it coming. So
We're very much a pacifist group. As the Iron
That's
City.
right.
I think most are. Yeah, I think most are. You guys are becoming pros too, because you got your lawn chairs all ready to go. Y'all know what you're doing.
Oh
now.
yeah, we know what's going on.
Hey, man, when you're there all day, you got to bring the couch with you.
Oh, there's no question of it. There's no
Tim,
question of it.
I'll tell you a great story about, and this was a couple of years ago, but it just tells you about how the Iron City works. We had a couple of people from Canada come down and jump on our layout and run and we met them for the first time at Horseshoe Curve, and they came over and was part of the event for that weekend. So we try to really stay open-minded and like we say, we have no fees, we have no membership dues. All you have to do is write your name on that list and you become an Iron City member. And I said, once you touch the throttle, you're Iron City for life. So that's how it works.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But you know what? That is spreading the joy of the hobby, fellas. And that's what N Scale Weekend and what your group is about. So,
Just like
I think it sort of is, right? Except you want to keep them.
That's right.
Yeah.
So how do you become a member of Iron City? Do you sign up online? Is there something on Facebook?
Join the Facebook page. Yeah, that's all you got to do.
Yeah,
Or just show up to the layout and say, "Hey guys, can I get a spot to run a train?"
Yeah.
Here, let me throw that out there real quick.
And you're IC for life, man.
You got it.
We have. I'll plug our T track again because we have a couple members who, not just Gary. Well, shout out to Gary because he's definitely one of the most active ones. But
yes,
we have a couple members that are on our email list. So they are regular T track attendees, right? They come and bring out their own T track module and hang out with us. But we do have a mailing list that I use for show signups. And those are people who they're not really Facebook people, but they said, hey, look, I do like hanging out with you guys and I do want to do the T-Track layout with you guys. So we also have that aspect as well, that You can join us just by saying, "Hey, Kevin, here's my email address."
And Kevin, where did we
That's
meet?
awesome.
Kevin, where did we meet Gary at?
That's right. We did. We met Gary at
Altoona Weekend.
Altoona Weekend.
Yeah. He walked up and we started talking. He goes, "What's this?" We said, "This is who we are." And he said, "How do you become a member?" And we're like, "Too late. You already are."
That's see, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. And you know what I've noticed at the show is people are starting to buy modules at the show. You know, the pre-made deals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You kind of just glue together, and then they start to find, where can I find a club? And you guys are a great one to do that with. Speaking of modules, that reminds me, CMR is making a return to the show.
Oh,
excellent.
yes.
Out of Clarion. Yeah, they took last year off. They had the horrible passing of one of their founders or one of their stronger businessmen.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that was a family run business, but we're thrilled to have them back, and I'm sure they'll be selling those things. And I understand they might be trying to do a club car. We had done them before. We missed last year. A show car is what I meant. Thank you. And the rumor is they might be doing two to catch up. One for 25, one for 26. Awesome. So those will be hot. Those sell out fast.
Oh yeah.
So back to my original, the one question you had, what do you do to the show? If they're selling those cars, go back to the far corner. And if you're interested in getting a car, get it soon. Yeah.
Yep.
And Kevin or Brad, if Brad wants to take this, what are some hints for our members that are going to go to the show about their module or their locomotives? What are a couple of things that we always ask people to do?
Make sure you test out your equipment as much as is possible. Now, we understand we do have some people that don't have home layouts to test things on. And, so there's leeway there. But if you can, test things out to make sure your wheels are engaged and that you're not going to cause derailments. Make sure your locomotives are in good running order if possible. And again, don't be afraid to bring something that you haven't fully tested in. We'll help you out. But it's helpful to us when we're setting up, just to make sure that as much as possible, we have equipment that's going to run well. With your modules, make sure they're all in spec according to the T-track standards, the correct lengths of track. Make sure the tracks are mounted straight. That's the main thing. Even if you get them a little bit out of place, if it's your first build, we can usually work with that. But make sure that the joiners are enough over the end that two modules can snap together. If you don't get the track in just the right spot, it can make it difficult to hook them up. But as I said before, don't let that scare you away from coming to participate. If you make a little goof up between the wiring crew and the track crew, we're always able to get it so that we can make it work one way or the other. I know Kevin brings extra small pieces of track if we need to. I bring a few, but it is as much as is possible, especially if you're a more experienced T-tracker and know the ins and outs. We just ask that you make sure that you do as much testing on your stuff and that things are in good working order. But for first timers, just do your best. And if things need tweaked a little bit, we will absolutely be Johnny on the spot to help you out. Go ahead, Kevin.
I was just going to add, like, I'm pretty proud of I'm pretty proud of the fact that we have never once had to turn out or take a module out of one of our layouts, right? Like, we've always been able to figure out some way, that new module that comes in that's a little bit off kilter or brand new or the wiring is just a little bit off or whatever. I'm pretty proud of the fact that we haven't had to turn anyone away yet.
The closest we ever came was with one of our main guys. That was one of the funniest stories in the history. Kevin and I were at wit's end. We usually do a lot of the wiring, and our good buddy Doug Rakoski had twisted wires together under his module, and we didn't realize it. So we were on the verge of calling an exorcist that day instead of trying to troubleshoot it. But yeah, that is cool. I never thought of it from that perspective, Kevin. But
yeah.
That is something to be proud of. So yeah, you guys, if you might be new, don't let what I said just scare you, because we have yet to ever fail to be able to figure out how to get any module that anybody's ever brought to run with this.
I'm saying I don't know about like you guys, but I definitely take pride in that, because we're trying to be as open as possible, and I do take a little pride in the fact that
Yep.
there's been times where we've been frustrated. I'll admit there's a reason why I have long hair. It gives me a little extra to pull out, but
Yeah. I don't. I'm running out of hair pretty fast.
But not for that reason. Yeah.
No.
Now, the other thing.
Hey, you know what, guys? No, go ahead.
I was going to say, the other thing is Kevin also has just a few things what he puts out. Once you have committed to our show, there are some standards that we like to keep, because we know there are children around, and we know that there's some people that might be brand new. So we try to be as open as possible. We also try to be a good mentor and a good spokesman, ambassador to the model railroad community. So there are some things that we do ask folks to do. It's nothing that you wouldn't do any kind of business meeting or whatever. So don't let that scare you away either. We're a bunch of great guys, but we do try to make sure that we're good ambassadors to the community.
Is that the part where I'm supposed to wear a gag when I come into the?
Yes, that's Brad. That's why your seat is always way in the back.
That's
outside, outside even sometimes.
When Brad sees the sparks coming from the track, that's when he always walks to the clinic.
Hey, speaking of clinics, you guys gave me a really good idea here in this conversation. Not this year, I don't think, but maybe next. Maybe we could have a clinic on how to build a T-track module.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be great.
We could maybe partner with a vendor and just build a basic small module, scenic it, and make that like it's going on during the show.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm making this up, but I think that might be kind of cool. Maybe some people will buy a module and get into it.
It's pretty neat that Kevin does have a couple modules that we always have laid out to show people the basics, like the behind the scenes. Here's the measurements. This is what it looks like. And we've been trying to do that for the last couple of years. It seems to help people realize, hey, because when people walk in there for the first time, and you might be new to the model railroad world, or you might have an Empire, but you've never done a T-track. Sometimes people think that is one giant layout, or this is just a huge section. But when you come back and say, hey, this is just this little section right here. This is a single. This is all you have to do to get involved. It kind of turns people around. Plus storage space. Hey, you don't need a whole basement to be part of our event, One tote.
You don't even necessarily have to have a train. You can just build a little module. And what is it? You guys help me out. Is it blue, white, blue? Or
that's
white?
Right.
Yep,
that's
it.
Yeah, okay. I wanted to make sure I didn't screw that up. But
and Tim, the opposite is also true. You don't even have to
white,
have a module.
white, blue, white.
No, not that. That wiring.
Don't do that.
But when Tim said you don't necessarily need a train, you could just bring a module. You also don't necessarily need a module. You can just bring a train. If you have a train that you want to run, just bring it.
Rock on.
Yes. The blue, white, blue. That's never opposite.
and that's
the one standard.
That is the one standard you cannot deviate from. I was gonna say that the to go back to both of those, one of my favorite things is that what is module, and I know that's what Pat was referring to. I have a module, like basically what is T-track, right? And it's got all the dimensions and the standards kind of written on it in a way that it illustrates what that is. And that particular module is simply built with a handsaw and 1x3s. So it even, like, you don't even need a big fancy kit. You don't need a big fancy, wood shop. It's a couple 1x3s and a hammer and a nail and a saw. And you can do this. And I do like the fact that I can sometimes show that to people and they realize that, oh, wait, I don't even need a kit. I got scrap wood that I can use, that kind of
thing. That's what I built my contest module out of this year that I'm bringing. It was out of 1x2 and 1x3 scraps that I used on building my home layout. And there was enough there to build a single. So it doesn't take a whole lot of lumber to build a single T-track module.
No, but it's the original standard was a little short of 12 inches by 8.5 or 8.25. So it's technically an A4 piece of paper. So not very big.
Yep.
Not at all. In fact, you guys inspired us. We actually bought some modules and started putting them together at the club.
Oh,
Nice.
excellent.
And we're getting to the point. It won't be this year, but for next is you'll be able to bring modules to our club and hook them up to the permanent layout. We're making a transition piece.
Oh, right.
Oh, that is
So-
awesome. That is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'll be cool when we get there, but that's the future endeavor. But
Mhm.
it's got IC written all over it. So
Oh,
thank you guys for that inspiration.
Well,
And
thank
Tim,
you.
to give you an idea of where everyone comes from, it's just not one town. We have people coming from Connecticut, South Carolina, Cleveland, all to be part of our layout for that weekend. So New Jersey. So it's kind of nice that this is where everybody really comes around the country to meet up with the Iron City is your show. So we really appreciate the space available.
Yeah, what a great story. I mean, it's just sometimes I look at the people that signed up and I'm like, wow, we've had people from Hawaii. We've had people from England attend the show. I mean, I'm sure they were doing some other stuff, but
Right.
still, I mean, we've got all over the country. People are coming to the show and playing with trains. Well, let me say operating trains. If you guys are
Yeah.
We play
the
with
rivet
them.
counter crowd out there. Yeah, I play with mine too. I'm like,
We play with them. Absolutely. Yep.
like
Tim, is there any final thoughts that you have tonight about the show, or anything you want to repeat about the show for the weekend coming up?
well, again, to register, go to www.theaamr.org. Tons of information there. And, even if you're new to trains, just stop out Saturday or Sunday. We think you're going to enjoy it. I mean, it's camaraderie, it's running trains, it's big boys playing with toys. And we got a lot of females involved too. So it's just such an all inclusive group with people of every flavor and every background. And it's just amazing to see everybody come together over a common theme. So I would encourage anybody that has even a small interest in just having a fun afternoon, come on out, see the trains, see the vendors, maybe catch the bug, and we'll see you for the years to come after that.
And Kevin, how about you? Anything? How does someone reach you to talk about becoming part of the show, or just putting a module in, or being part of the contest? How would they get a hold of
Yeah, so over on the Iron City Facebook page. So join the Iron City Facebook page, and at the very top we've pinned a post there for you, so you can learn how to either join us at the show, or if you're unable to join us at the show, there's also directions there on how you can donate online to help support the overall fundraiser that we're doing. So you don't even have to come to the show, or if you're unable to come to the show but you still want to donate to the SPCA on behalf of Mike and Iron City, we'd be happy to have that. And like I said, there's a link there at the top of the Facebook group, pinned to the top.
Okay, excellent. All right. Hey, listeners out there, you've listened to us tonight. You know where we're at. So just want to tell you that we're on Apple Podcasts. Brad and I are building that YouTube channel. We're going to have a lot of videos for this weekend coming up for the Altoona show on YouTube, maybe even a live. Brad and I are trying to figure out how we can do some live stuff, maybe at the Station Inn. So we're getting all that. We're on Podbean, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Player FM, Listen Notes, Podchaser, and Boomplay. And of course, we're on the Iron City N Scale page. That's where you can find us. You can talk to Kevin. Tim's on our page too. He's a member. Brad's there. So anybody can come on and talk and DM us and put us on and ask us what's going on for the show. Now, a lot of guys have travel plans that they'll be putting together and coming up, but we want to make sure everybody knows that you can come up to the Station Inn and sit on the porch with us on Saturday night. The inn has a pub open to the public. You guys can come up there and have a beverage with us, or a coffee, or whatever you'd like, and sit on the porch and watch some trains on Saturday night. We'll be there in force. And I'll pass it over to Brad for his final thoughts.
Yeah, thanks, Pat. I just wanted to say, first of all, thanks to Kevin for guest hosting with us tonight. It was great to get your insights. And a huge thank you to Tim for taking the time to be with us again. And especially a huge thank you to Tim and all those other guys who have pitched in to help to make this event as great as it is. One of the absolute highlights of the entire year for the Iron City crowd and for a bunch of other people as well. It's just it's hard to beat as far as an N scale event is concerned, from my point of view anyway. So thank you, Tim, for being here, and thank you for all you do to make that weekend what it is. And with that said, we want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening. And as a couple of others have said, if you're going to be in town for the N Scale weekend, please look us up. We'll be there on the main area, the main display area, with other layouts and a bunch of vendors. So don't hesitate to come over to say hi to the Iron City guys. And if you want to check out and see what we're all about, we'd love to sit down and talk to you. So with that, we're really looking forward to the show, and things are coming together, and we'll as Pat said, we'll have some other events, other things leading up to that to try to drum up interest. So summing all that up, thank you very much for joining us, and thank you for being here for season 2, episode, I believe it's 16, Pat?
16.
All right, rail fans, that's all the steam we've got for this edition of the Iron City Roundhouse Report. Until next time, keep those gauges green, your couplers connected, and may your layouts always run smoothly. Happy railroading.